A lot of Maine's popular places and events have been marking major milestones lately. A 50th birthday will be celebrated this weekend at the Owl's Head Transportation Museum.
It's a place we have reported on often because so much happens there. 207's Don Kerrigan made another visit a few days ago and found the museum is reaching out in a big way to promote the new as well as the old.
I would say that there's probably only a handful of them operating in the world.
A 1904 Mercedes Simplex.
This is one of them.
At the Owl's Head Transportation Museum, rare old cars find a home and an audience. Old airplanes, too, all lovingly displayed, all in running, driving, or flying condition. Like this 1907 French Renault race car brought to the U.S. brand new with a fleet of rich man's racers.
What is it like? What's it like?
John Botero and Toby Stinson know the feeling well. Driving this car and others to special events is a perk of their jobs. John is the museum's executive director. Toby runs the annual auto auction. And marking this museum's 50th anniversary, they say, is quite a moment.
50 years is a milestone, whether it be an individual's life or whether it be a company's history.
Over those years, the museum has earned a national reputation. John Botero says it all began with three guys, Tom Watson, Jim Rockefeller, and Steve Lang. They shared a passion for old airplanes, and Owl's Head had an airport.
Wouldn't it be great to have some of the old planes flying around Owl's Head?
They had some money to get started and began collecting and spreading the word.
The defining moment came with what is referred to by the museum as the Rally of 1975.
He says people brought planes, cars, trucks, and everything else.
We call it Owl's Head's Woodstock moment, if you will. Between 10 and 20,000 people showed up on that weekend.
50 years later, the museum is still drawing crowds for special events, and thousands of visitors come each year to see the collection. And a dedicated contingent of volunteers works each week to keep them all running, from basic maintenance to major rebuild. And yet, around here, they say the place is about much more than old machines.
The technology embodies the human spirit to always keep going. And that's what's special about Owl's Head is yes, it's flying the planes and the cars, but it's how do they represent the exploration of human progress.
That is why this museum is now stretching its work beyond history to the future. They have fully embraced the role as teacher, helping Maine school kids to learn and create.
Science, technology, engineering, math, history, they all go together in some way.
Using this collection, from old industrial machines to cars and airplanes, plus the knowledge of staff and volunteers to help kids learn to innovate, design, and build in their own lives. Some of that happens already.
We have math and science concepts that kids can apply. We build an aircraft, we put all the wings on them, and then we put the wires. You can't balance it without Pythagorean theorem.
And the centerpiece of the museum's current expansion is a new and bigger place to do all of that teaching, the Science and Industry Center.
That airplane that's hanging over there, when we began with a formal STEM package, we were serving under 500 area youth per year. Last year alone, this museum provided programming for over 15,000 mid-coast K through 8 graders.
The core of everything is still the collection. And that is what brings people through the doors.
You can't beat living, breathing history.
Tom Rudder was the museum's lead pilot for years. Now he's the board chair and says the collection and the teaching are both essential to the future.
How are young people going to fit in? How are they going to find a place to go to work and support their family and be proud of their accomplishments and so forth? You got to prepare them for it.
Learning from the old stuff, learning the foundations of technology, learning how to use their minds to create and build, like all those who came before and left their creations for us.
Have you been to the museum?
I am ashamed to say, I have never been, but after seeing everything there, I need to go. And especially because you're showing all these kids just how far we've come with these rigs.
It's a really cool place. It of course helps if you're enthusiastic about old cars and old planes and so forth, but it's a really fun museum.
A lot going on there. By the way, the
go.
big celebration of the museum's 50 years begins tomorrow with a large auto tour arriving, plus all the normal displays.
On Friday, there are more events for the public during the day, and Saturday and Sunday, the museum is expecting a big turnout of antique cars and planes from around the country, all invited to come to Maine for the big event.
Maybe it will be another Woodstock for them. We'll see.
Let's hope so, without the rain.